Deep in the trenches of the North Carolina Office of Archives and History in downtown Raleigh lies the story of a 15-year-old Vietnam soldier. Goldsboro native Dan Bullock wanted to serve, even if it meant lying to do it.
He doctored his birth certificate. He was able to alter his birth year from 1953 to 1949.
State archivist Ashley Latta Post poured through the records, finding this.
So this is a photographic negative, and it is the only photographic negative or the only image that we have of Dan Bullock.
Bullock was just 14 when he enlisted and underwent Marine boot camp at Parris Island.
He had a problem with a lot of his fellow Marines who were obviously older than him. They didn't know that. They just saw somebody who was really struggling.
He deployed to Vietnam in May of 1969. Less than a month later, Bullock was killed.
He took over guard duty for somebody that had been injured, so he wasn't even originally supposed to do that. And it was a surprise attack, and he and the 4 others that he was in the bunker with all died that night.
His story went mostly untold until recently.
It wasn't super widely reported in North Carolina, though. There's only one newspaper I came across in North Carolina that reported it.
Latta Post hopes bringing this history to light changes that.
Especially because he is no longer around to have his story told. I think it's our obligation to tell his story for him.
This Memorial Day marks 50 years since the end of the Vietnam War. And this week on In Focus North Carolina, we're honoring Memorial Day by remembering the fallen soldiers who made the ultimate sacrifice. Hi there, and welcome to In Focus North Carolina. I'm Sarah Redlang. We're joining you from the grounds of the state capitol in Raleigh, and behind me is the North Carolina Vietnam Veterans Memorial. The 38-year-old monument is the first on Union Square to depict an African American. The memorial honors the more than 206,000 men and women of the state who served in the Vietnam War. More than 1,600 servicemen from North Carolina died during the conflict. Days ago, I met with one of the local veterans who made it home. Specialist E5 Dan Portero says he goes back to Vietnam every day.
A lot of Vietnam veterans will tell you that they were killed in Vietnam. The problem is we just haven't died yet. That's what we're waiting on.
75-year-old Dan Portero is a Vietnam War veteran living in North Carolina.
Basically, if you get shot back, you get one of those.
After training camp in 1969, Dan was put in the center of the battle.
Ended up getting assigned to Vietnam, right out the hatch, and there was this stench in the air at Cameron Bay. It was just awful.
The veteran quickly found himself on a grim assignment, offering support during a South Vietnamese army invasion of Laos.
And he says, I hate to do this, but I think I'm going to send you to your death. I said, really? He said, yeah.
More than 50 years later, Dan is still moved as he remembers the operation.
I went on another convoy, and that was hard to talk about, but I came back from that.
Dan ended his tour of service in 1971, but says he goes back to Vietnam every day, living with anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder, plus a number of medical issues.
This is Kathy and I when we first picked up Bailey.
He credits Kathy, his wife of 52 years, for helping him heal.
Kathy knows what my triggers are, and
Yeah.
we don't go anywhere without her saying, well, where do you want to sit? You know, I'll never sit with my back to the door. I've got to sit with my back to a wall.
And his service dog, Bailey, provided by the nonprofit Vets to Vets United, helps him get through the day-to-day.
Good job. Good job.
When it comes to honoring fallen soldiers on Memorial Day, Portero is reflective.
It's not about me. It's those who served and didn't come home. Those are the real heroes.
A special thanks to Specialist Portero for sharing his story with us. Well, a number of military installations in our state played a crucial role during the Vietnam War. Coming up next, we turn our focus to Cherry Point's contributions. That's next on In Focus.